Welcome back to another episode of the Ironpulse podcast. Today, Kyle and I are going to be talking a little bit about what we've been up to with the PR side of things. We have one of our biggest releases, I would say, in terms of items that we just launched last Saturday, plus this article that we got our name in some way, somehow. But I know we had talked a little bit about it was it last episode? But we can dive a little bit further deep into it. So, Kyle, just real quick to get started, can you remind people just a quick summation of some of the items that launched last Saturday and basically the deal and what we're going to be, or how long we're going to be running?
Yeah, so we just launched nearly 30 new items. We had 29. Some of the items that we released include like the signature rose tea. A bunch of people have asked us about that one. We have our Luxe sets for women, and we also have a couple other men's shorts as well. We've got some yoga sets, whether that's yoga pants, a matching bra, or we also have a set with biker shorts and a matching bra. So we got a lot of sets for women for fall coming up. We got women's jackets that just released as well. We're also running a deal that started on the 22nd. We're running that through November 5th. Where you get, if you spend $50, you get free shipping. If you spend $100, you'll get 10%. If you spend $200, I believe it's 15%, and then $400 is 25%.
No.
Okay, I was really off.
So let's back up a little bit. So 50% is the free domestic shipping, and then after that it is $100 for 10%, $250 for 25%, and then $400 plus is all 35% off.
I was close until the last two.
I got just 10% off. You got the free shipping nailed. But yeah, we're gonna run that until November 5th. But yeah, that's the biggest. I'm looking at our social media right now. I love the updated. Well, it's not really an updated logo, but it's the rose logo for
it looks great.
Shirt we put on there. It looks really clean. Yeah, our social media has come a long way. I think Kyle does a good job with it. He can't remember what he writes, but it definitely looks good. So, but yeah, we can kind of get back into it. But yeah, that's the deal and the items that we just launched on Saturday. And we don't know, with the fashion show coming up, which is what we're going to get into a little bit more, we don't really necessarily know what's going to be left after the fashion show. I mean, some sizes are already gone. Some sizes are limited. So, it's going to be first come, first serve in reality. But so kind of a little background. Now we can get into like the main segment of the podcast. The main background, like Kyle and I, since launching like last May, the end of last May, and maybe even a little bit before then, but we've sent like a bunch of emails out because we don't know any like PR people, and we're not paying a few $1,000s for it when sales weren't guaranteed at the time, right? And the sales will never necessarily be guaranteed. I mean, we're just kind of doing our own thing and going with the flow and trying to do the best we can. But anyway, the point to that is, we were sending out a bunch of emails and to anybody and everybody when it comes to, how can we get, featured here, news article here. We don't necessarily want to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for like a blog post. I mean, that's just not what Kyle and I are about. Like if we're going to do paid media, we're going to run ads. And, we're not, at least in my opinion, like we haven't done any paid media, especially when it comes to like the PR side of things. But a lot of the times people didn't really give us the time of day. And I think it was necessarily because like we were just starting. And I can kind of understand. Because a lot of people like they have this vision for something and they will create it, and they'll create it for like 1 or 2 months and they'll be done with it. Right. But so like what Kyle and I did, I mean, we go back like over like 2 years now, but at the time we were probably like a year from when Kyle and I started it. However, we were probably only like 2 or 3 months as for like showing stuff like on social media prior to our launch. So, we had always just tried to reach out to different websites, different publishers, like different companies, like just trying to get our foot in the door any which way, any way possible. And the fashion show has been and will be the biggest publicity. It's not a stunt, but like the biggest release for us as a company in terms of people sharing, people seeing it, reputable brands, reputable magazines, reputable companies in general, just being a part of it. Like the Denver Fashion Week is, it's a huge event. It's what I think it's like 9 or 10 shows this year. Like it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So the fact that like we get to be in it, it's big. It's a blessing. And quite honestly, like when Kyle and I found this out, like it was one of those like shocked moments. It's not that I think that we belong here. It's not that I don't think that we don't belong here. But like these designers specifically, like they've been designers their whole life, more than likely, or they've gone to design school for it. Kyle has gone to school for supply chain and me for finance. So, it's kind of like, it's a shock, really. I don't know, Kyle, what's your take on it?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I mean, you made the point, like we didn't go to school for designing clothes and somehow made it into a fashion show, which is pretty cool. And, it's going to be awesome. Like I've never actually been to a fashion show myself. I've watched some on TV, but it'll be a completely new experience. That's, I don't know how many times you get to say that you get to participate in a fashion show,
When you say you watch them on TV, I just imagine you sitting there like watching the Miss America pageant. And that's but yeah, no, I agree. And so the biggest publication, the most reputable publication that we've had the pleasure of being in recently, is 303 Magazine. So 303 Magazine is, that is the magazine for a lot of things: fashion, lifestyle, culture, music, food. It is the guide to basically Denver when it comes to, the publicity. So, having an article, not only having an article in here, but being the editor's choice, being a trending article, having, the images and the text be in there, just like for us, and basically the designers are like Kyle and I, and the lowdown for what, like how we started and what we've been doing. It's incredible to see it now be in a publication such as this. And Kyle and I, we've had a few articles before. We obviously have blogs on our website too. But the articles that people wanted us in before were either just like fake, or two, like there was just literally no effort gone into interviewing us or trying to get information about the company. Like it became more of a hassle than anything for, sitting down to actually put the stuff together for the press release. But yeah, I mean, seeing this now, it's a blessing, quite honestly. And the fashion show is less than a month away. It's what, 3 weeks?
Yep.
3 weeks and 2 days away, which it's nuts. So, right now we're focusing on getting people their items, making sure that everything fits, making sure that there's no issues, giving people plenty of time to try everything out. And yeah, I mean, it's Kyle and I, we added a DJ to our SoundCloud mixer to our resume because we had to put together a 5-minute audio clip.
DJ Cam
to have for the runway. Yeah, no kidding. I mean,
need a stage name.
Yeah, I'll have to think of one. I don't have one off the top of my head, and if I do, it's probably something way inappropriate. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it, and yeah, I don't have really anything else. I'm actually noticing a typo right now as we, of course, as we sit here and talk about it because I'm looking at the article right now. But Kyle, did you have anything else that you'd wanted to say for this, or just the excitement leading up to the show?
No, just super excited. We're going to try to document as much as we can. So hopefully we can take everyone behind the scenes on our social medias.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. We're just gonna post just random stories, this and that, just trying to capture the experience to have it to look back on. Because I mean, at the end of the day, whatever happens, this year, next year, the following years, like this is a chapter that we're writing in the book. We're cementing in the book as an experience for sure. Because I don't know anybody else that's I've met a lot of people in my life. So has Kyle. Like we don't know anybody else that's had the privilege of being in a fashion show on the runway. So it's it's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to definitely be a night to remember. So Kyle, other than that, we could wrap it up.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, we hope that you liked and found value in the show. Please go read the 303 Magazine article for Ironpulse. It is on their website.
I'll link it in the description too.
Yeah, Kyle will link it in the description. We also have it in our link tree on all social media as well. You can get your Denver Fashion Show ticket to come see. I think the prices range from $40 to $110 depending on where you want to be. Use code DFW Fall 22 to save 15% off. That's the best that Kyle and I could get you. But it's better than nothing. So, we appreciate everybody taking the time to listen. You can also come be a part of the NVISION Nation Discord. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Pinterest at Official Iron Pulse. But don't worry, if you prefer email, you can still get the Iron Pulse report by visiting shopironpulse.com. And remember, no matter what you do, be all in.